And then the Neeson said, I read it in a crime novel. Church of Neeson, rejoice! Alright guys, gals, and everything in between. So today I'm here to review for you Cold Pursuit. And you know, since it's been a while since I've really been back, I'm back. And what better way to start it than with a Liam Neeson review. So Cold Pursuit is the new Liam Neeson action, drama, crime, black comedy film about Liam Neeson, and his son is brutally murdered, and he as a father breaks down and wants to take a trail of vengeance. So this film is actually a remake of, if I want to say, a Swedish film, and the director and writer and all that came over, decided to do a new interpretation and say, okay, let's see how we can do this Americanized, set in Kehoe, right outside of Denver. I didn't get the film that I expected, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. What I expected was essentially a remake of Death Wish in the Snow. And that would have been perfectly fine if I got that, but like a balls-to-the-wall action kind of film, that's not what this is. This is actually a very artsy, take your time with the scenery, chew the scenery up, enjoy the drama, enjoy the very, very dark comedy, and enjoy those kinds of moments, the more subtle moments, that actually a lot of the violence is implied, more so than I expected. It's still Death Wish in the Snow, but not to the degree. I expected Neeson just like gunning down dudes with that cool gun, being awesome, and no, you don't get that. You get a very well thought out and well strung drama crime piece. And that is a very huge strength to this film, because Liam Neeson, of course, carries this film. And he's just a simple guy. Like, as I was driving to work after I saw this film, I was like, I'm kind of like Liam Neeson's character in the sense that I'm just going to my job every single day, and that's what Liam Neeson is doing. And I'm not saying I'm as cool or as badass as Liam Neeson. No one can. But this film does do that type of angle where you say he is the everyman, and he plays the everyman quite well. Like in my intro where he says, I read it in a crime novel. That's how he got his idea. He just sort of is flying by the seat of his pants, using the knowledge that he knows to make revenge. And I have to say, that was really cool. So Liam Neeson, props to him. There were a couple of spots that, that the CGI, because it's not a spoiler, but they CGI'd Denver in. Like, if you're going to set it in Denver, why not just film an exterior B-roll shot of Denver? But instead, they have this shot that is very clearly CGI'd Denver into more like a European area, which is where they filmed for a lot of this. So that I get. But at the same time, it's very obvious. But that didn't really detract from the film. The villain is so over the top, and that plays into the black comedy angle. It is a very dark comedy, and the villain is over the top. He's mustache twirling and all of that kind of stuff where he's like, yes, yes, you absolutely cannot do this way. You can't eat things that aren't vegan. He's very over the top, ridiculous, and you can tell he's a cartoon character, and that is not a detriment to the film because very quickly you can see what this is, which is an artsy, dark comedy with some action sprinkled in. Especially when you realize when, I want to say it's maybe the second kill happens, you say, oh, I know what this is. And the action when it happens is really, really cool. Like Liam Neeson just throat punching a guy with a sawed-off hunting rifle is sufficiently satisfying and very Death Wishy. I'm a sucker for vigilante action films like Death Wish. So this was right up my alley, even though it wasn't what I expected. If that makes sense. The cinematography was top-notch. They didn't do that overly shaky cam stuff. When the action scenes are going on, it's very well filmed. They have a lot of mid shots. You get mostly torso body shots of them aiming their guns, all that cool stuff. You really get to see what's going on. The cinematography was very, in my opinion, Breaking Bad-esque. So if you like the cinematography in Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, it did have a lot of stuff that was very reminiscent of that. Other detriments, the film did feel a little long. And some of the artsy stuff does take down some of the commercial rewatchability, but me as a film snob and all this stuff, oh, I ate that up, and I'm going to rewatch this pretty regularly. Cold Pursuit is sufficiently great. I have very few complaints. Like I said, it was like mostly just the pacing at one point, and the ending leaves you desiring a little bit more. It ends on a note that you should expect, but when it happens, you go, oh, well, I guess we just won't know how this resolves. It's like they left a couple plot points to your interpretation, but it wasn't executed how I think it should have been. I think that this could have benefited from a rewrite or two. But even still, it is a solid time at the movies. I saw it with Zane, who was in my American Terror review, and we had a blast with it. We were laughing. We were also just going, oh, we enjoyed it. It's just that that me personally, I think it could have used a couple passes through in the editing room in terms of screenwriting. But besides that, it is a solid, fun time that is very indeed reminiscent of Death Wish. But you can see the European traits to it. And that's where the artsy portion comes in. And with that, it is its own enjoyable time. But it is not a commercial American action film. So I have to say, Cold Pursuit is absolutely big screen worthy. All right, guys, gals, and everything in between. Did you enjoy Cold Pursuit? What was one of your favorite things about the film? Try not to be too spoilery in the comment section if you comment. But don't forget to like and subscribe. I got plenty more videos coming to you. Love you guys.